Thanks. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the after-school special here from Data Projections. As Linda mentioned, we had a little bit of technical difficulties earlier in the day with a power surge, and the whole building kind of flickered. And we all know what fun and games that causes for computer systems and networks. So they're still dealing with that in the back, but we're going to go ahead. I think we've got Plan B up and running and seem to be in pretty good shape. In case you have not already done so, please take a few minutes to log into the website, smart.dataprojections.com. Go ahead and download the client, run to install it. It's a temporary install on your computer. And join a meeting titled After School Special. This is going to give you 2 or 3 opportunities, one of them being to see the smart board up close. This will also be a chance for you to chat, use a chat window, and ask questions. So we'd like to do a little roll call. Is there anyone out there joining us today? From Region 5. I see Region 5 is logged on to the system. Anybody from Region 5 somewhere?
Sabine Pass. Sabine Pass.
Welcome,
Good.
Sabine Pass.
Is this your first visit with us?
Yes, I believe so.
Super. Well, thanks. Glad you're here. Oh, yeah, you're in the Sabine Pass boardroom. I've taught some classes in that room, so we're good to go. All right. Anybody else? If not, we're going to move on because our time is pretty limited today. We don't want to run over and keep it longer than necessary. Oh, yes, Buna.
Buna, yes.
Hi, Buna. How are y'all?
Hi. We're good.
It's super. Well, great. All right, I'll shut up and ask one more time. Is there anyone else? Okay, well, let's move on. What we're going to talk about for the first few minutes today is how you can build those pretty backgrounds and apply them to all of your pages in Notebook, just like you have done so many times before with a slide in PowerPoint. PowerPoint, we'll call them a background. We have the very same concept available to us in Notebook. The difference is we call it a theme instead of a background. Themes can be applied to different situations. For example, anytime you try to apply a theme or turn it on, it will ask you, do you want to put it on this page, all the pages, or if you're familiar with the grouping capability in Notebook, right up here where it talks about groups, you can also apply a theme to a particular set of pages inside of a group. And anytime you remove a theme and take it off, you remove it from wherever you put it. So if it went to the group, it comes off the group. If it went to the page, it comes off only of the page. So let's go ahead and start talking about that a little bit. I'm going to click up here on my gallery display. And if you go into the Essentials folder, down at the bottom, you will see a category for backgrounds and themes. These backgrounds and themes are pre-made for you, already there, ready to go. And all you have to do is just drag it down into the workspace area, and it will ask you the magic question of where do you want to put it. Now, a theme is noted in here differently. You'll see that on some of these icons, the lower right-hand corner is actually curled up like a dog ear on a piece of paper. That is not a theme. That is going to be a background for that one page and that one page only. If you see all 4 corners of the theme, you then know that it is a true theme, and it will go through and ask you all the questions. So, for example, if I went in here, here's one called Autumn Leaves. It's a nice big contrast to what we've got. I'll drag it out here and drop it into the background area.
Can we have all campuses mute their microphones for us, please? Then that'll eliminate the background noise. Thank you.
And here's the magic question, and it says, please choose one of the following options, inserted on all pages of the group, or on the current page only. So I'm just going to say put it on this page only. And you'll see that it did 2 or 3 things. The most important you should have noticed is that it changed my font. When you have a theme, you get to choose what the font, size, shape, color will be for the font. You also have the option then of choosing your background. So if I were to change this now and put a different one here, it will change my font to match that. So I really recommend that if you are going to put a theme, trust me, you'll save yourself a lot of headache if you put the theme on first before you start building your pages. Because if you do it afterwards, it will go in and change all of the work that you've already done in there. So there's some really cool ones in there that you might be very interested in using. There are also some more that you can download for free off of the Smart Exchange. I also want to spend just a minute and explain to you how you can create your own. So to do that, I'm going to come up in my menu, click on the word Format, and the very last choice there is involving themes. I get my choice here of creating one from scratch. The other option is to create one from this page. If I'm kind of halfway through building a page and decide it looks pretty good and I'd like to have it on all of mine, what I can actually do is copy that into a theme format and use it over and over and over. What I'm going to do now, though, I'm just going to go ahead and say create a theme from scratch. I get to do a bunch of things like decide what my colors would be. For example, I could put a pattern on there. That would be really nice. I can do a gradient fill from one color to the other. This is all just background. I can come in here and I get to name my theme. So I'll pull up my keyboard here for us, and we're going to call this Special Practice. Okay, so there's going to be the name of my theme. I'd really like to have a special font style for this. So what I will do is come up and I will select this font and I will adjust it and set it. I'm going to make it something really unusual so that you can see what's happening with it. I'm going to go ahead and make it a little bigger, and I'm going to choose a really weird color to show up on here. Understand, I would never use these probably together unless I was doing a big Christmas theme with my red and green. I also have the ability to come in now and add pictures and clip art to this. So if I wanted to come in, let's see, I can do a search here for Christmas. And want to have that theme, that clip art over there. And let's see, I'll go ahead and pop another one in here just for show and tell. Basically what I will do then is come over and save my theme. Where did it go? Well, it's in my content because this is something that I personally have created. Again, my choice here, the bottom grouping is backgrounds and themes. And you're going to see my theme there called Special Practice. To apply it, I just pull it out, drag it and drop it. The system says, where do you want to put it? I'm going to say on all pages. Notice it adjusted my font. Once I set that default font, it's going to be applied to everything. So in this instance right here, I would have to go in and actually make some pretty major adjustments. I also have an issue here with things running off the bottom of the page. My clip art's not at the bottom and those kinds of things. I can come in on the edge and choose to edit my theme, and this will give me the ability to come in and make adjustments to it and save my changes. Yes. That should have done that. Good. There we go. And now if I were to apply the theme again, it would be in the new format, content. And then to take it off, let's see, I'm trying really hard to remember now. I practiced this morning, I can't remember how to remove a theme.
Is there a format?
There we go. Delete the theme, and as I said, it goes in anywhere you put it, it will pull it away. It didn't work over here because I was clicking on the text box. If I click on the background, it gives me the option to remove the theme. So basically that's how you make a theme. Use one that you've already downloaded and go with it from there. So if you have questions about that, type it in the chat box. I'm going to sit down and we are going to let Linda work for a few minutes here.
Do you have my file?
I do have your file somewhere here. Somewhere here.
Widget directions.
Okay.
And for those of you who are not in our back channel chat, if you go to smart.dataprojections.com, you'll choose a session called After School Special, and that gives you the ability to see the computer up close so you can see exactly what we're talking about up close. We also have support documentation and notes in our back channel, so if you go to dataprojections.pbworks.com, you'll find our wiki, and on our wiki there is a link for the Smart After School Special scheduled for today with a YouTube video on using and creating themes, a YouTube video on using widgets, and also a copy of this file that was downloaded from the Smart Exchange. So widget, what is a widget? A widget is one of those things that you stick in your Smart Notebook file to add a layer of interactivity. So this actually, I started building a file for you. I found this from the Smart Exchange. So if I click on that button, it will magically open Smart Exchange.
Yeah.
Or maybe not today. So when you look in Smart Exchange, if you do a search on the search term widget, click search, it will come up with not only files. I love it when it's really, really fast when you're in the middle of training. So we're going to skip over that. It will come up with files and widgets. Currently there are 15. When they first added widgets as a feature, there were 2. So they are continually adding widgets to the Smart Exchange. So I'm going to walk us through some of the widgets. This one is actually Voki. Gives you some instructions on using Voki. Voki is a Web 2.0 creation tool that's been around for a while. You actually go to Voki, create your talking avatar, and we probably won't have sound, but this is a great way for you to embed instructions onto a web page. So it will have your voice, it will have a cute little avatar, students can click on it and get instructions. So this is a benefit for our little people who cannot read the instructions independently. This is a way for you to embed those, or a way for you to gather high interest or thematic. They have cartoon themes, animal themes, and also themes that look like actual live people. So just a way to add interactivity. The next widget is an random object selector. You press go and an object on the page is selected. So the widget is this piece right here. And when I click go, it's just going to highlight one of the objects that's embedded on that page. So I saw another one of these on the Smart Exchange that was point of view, done by different characters from Goldilocks and the Three Bears. So this could be images that you've drawn in class. This could be images that you collected from clipart or from online, but a great way to prompt students for description, directions, word choices. Again, this file is located for you on our wiki. Here's one on the periodic table. It does allow you to write here. So I'm going to search for, I did not test this, so hopefully it works. And we don't know, but I know if you click on one of the periodic elements, it will give you additional information. So just another way for students to be interactive if that's the topic that you're working on in your classroom. A grid graph with instructions. Word breaker. This actually was one of my favorites, especially for elementary students. So one of the things that I can do is write on the page. I can drag and drop this word into my word breaker. I can click go, and it pulls out the individual letters for me. These are now separate pieces of clip art, so if I wanted to make them larger and have students interact, do some word building activities within my classroom, so starting with the multisyllabic word, pulling out the words and regrouping them. So just another great way to practice spelling and vocabulary terms. That one is called Word Breaker. Again, all I did was download these from the Smart Exchange. Dolch spelling words. Press the speaker to hear the word, then write it on the paper. And we don't have sound connected to this board, so I'm going to let you guys figure that one out. But notice that there are settings here that I can change, and there's also information on how to modify that particular widget. Piano. Again, we don't have speakers on here, but it is just a piano, so high interest. I know of my elementary teachers that don't, on rainy days or when it gets too cold, we always need something for indoor recess. Here's your built-in indoor recess, but also a great tool for our music classes. And if you've ever taught kindergarten or pre-K, we sing for everything. Here's a built-in piano for you. A number cruncher, and a visual fractions, and I think that may be the last one. This one I thought was just fun. You actually drag a picture, drop it in here, and then you click shuffle. It will shuffle these pictures around and students can recreate it. So if you're working on something in your art class, you're working on a historical figure, it's kind of one of those brain break sorts of activities. I did want to show you one last thing. Let's see if it'll allow us to shuffle. Okay, and it's one of the old shuffle type puzzles. And I get to rearrange the pictures. And I can designate how many squares I want within that puzzle. So if you go to dataprojections.pbworks.com, find our Smart After School Special link. There is a copy of this file, and if you choose to want to grab this puzzle, let's see if it'll let me grab this puzzle. Okay, I did a marquee select to select that puzzle. I'm going to go to my content, and I actually have a folder in my content.
But that's mine.
I'm sorry, I have a folder in my content. We're using Gary's My Content. So I'm going to grab this one by the corner. It's not going to let me grab it by the corner. Of course, course I picked the one that's going to be crabby now. Okay. And I'm going to drag and drop it into my content. So now when I go into my content and I look into the interactives, I have that widget there available for me to pull out and use and modify at any point. So that is widgets in a nutshell. Again, it's just another way for you to add interactivity. Very, very easy to modify. There are the additional widgets that were not shown as part of this puzzle. There's 2 different timers. And I think that those are, there's also a converter for different measurements. So, Mr. Teeter, I have a mystery question for you. 5 furlongs. How many meters in 5 furlongs?
3,000.
It was 1,000. So if you ever need to convert furlongs to meters or meters to kilometers, it's another way for you to build interactivity for students. They can select the different distances and do conversions. So again, dataprojections.pbworks.com will get you access to these files. We are so glad you joined us for today's after school special. Again, we apologize for getting a late start. We will post the recording of this session on our Data Projections YouTube channel. Thank you all. Have a great week and a happy Thanksgiving.